Aberdeen and Motherwell booked their quarter-final places on penalties, joining the two Saints, United, Hibs and Rangers in an all-Premiership affair. Meanwhile, football is dead. Long live football, as 12 twisted thundercunts turn Titans to travesties with the money Super League and then completely bottle it. It's episode 18 of the False Nighties podcast.
The Dirty Dozen are bigger bottle jobs and Hearts in the Scottish Cup, honestly. Get it up them. Get it right up them, honestly. All right.
With me this week, we've got Marcus, Kyle and Lewis. How are we doing tonight, guys?
It's a weird day, mate. It's a weird day, but it's good to see, like, obviously we'll probably get into it later, but it's obviously, like, we're all quite happy at the moment, so.
Yeah. I have to say, yesterday, on a serious note, I know we're all happy now. Yesterday, I felt like the world was caving in. I know when this is a Scottish football podcast, you know, our clubs weren't affected by what was happening in the short term, but I think in the long term, it would have had serious implications
100%.
for all of European football. And so I did never want to go to see. And as much as I'm not a fan, I have a slight affinity for Man U. You know, I've kind of recognised that supporting your local is more important. But like seeing, and I haven't been to Old Trafford and seeing how much the local Mancs value their club, it was always a shame seeing that happen. But I'm so glad that it's been reversed. And I hope that now it serves as a catalyst for football fans to properly take back their sport. And I mean from UEFA, because they're just as guilty in this, from the Glazers, FSG, all these lot, and that needs to happen. This isn't the end of it. This isn't the end of it. It needs to keep going on.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's one of the things that like you need to kind of reiterate there that Marcus has said. It's that like he says he loves his local team. You know, like he loves Hibs. Obviously, Sam, you're a Hibs supporter yourself. Kyle, you're Rangers, and obviously like myself being Motherwell. But even then, like this whole experience has made me realise that like your local teams should also be important to you. You might not support them, but you should always look out for your sort of like your lower league teams, like the likes of in Edinburgh, your Spartans, your Edinburgh Cities, your obviously
athletic kind of thing.
See all the people in Edinburgh, all, and I know there's tons of them. All the people in Edinburgh that didn't watch Scottish football, that just watch Man United, just watch Arsenal, just watch Chelsea. This is a wake up call to use. Get to Tynecastle or Easter Road. I don't care if you get to Tynecastle. Just get to one of them. Get at Easter Road or Tynecastle. Go and support a Scottish football club, and go and support an Edinburgh football club.
Even go to Ainsley Park and support City.
And
it doesn't matter who you support as long as you support someone because we're winning football.
Because just because the Super League's not happening, it doesn't mean that the Glazers or FSG or anybody actually care about you. You know.
And I'd say the same. Anyone in sort of Lanarkshire, I don't care if you support Airdrie, Albion Rovers, Motherwell, Hamilton. Try to think of any other clubs in that sort of area.
The strongest.
Bolivia.
I don't. It doesn't matter who you support. It's just like the thing about the ESL or the former ESL is that it was a project done by billionaires. And could you imagine if Hibs were owned by by Fenway Sports Group FSG or like Rangers were owned by the Glazers? If I was sitting here right now crying because Daniel Levy had led Motherwell to another season of disappointment.
That's a sentence I'd never heard. Never thought I'd hear. But yeah, exactly.
You know, there's always like drawings. Like it's one of the things that always resonates with me is like how some people sort of portray other characters in football, and you have all these sort of like parody things like 4-4 tunes and stuff like that. And the thing I can always remember when I was younger, it was Daniel Levy basically looked like Gollum, and it now kind of really resonates. It just resonates now. Like these are all like the Glazers and FSG, Agnelli, Perez, you know, I can't remember the Inter Milan one. It's a Chinese businessman anyway. I know that much. Something.
Mr.
I
Krabs.
can't remember. Mr. Krabs.
I love money. Money.
It's getting an impression actually. I'll give you that.
Yeah, Marcus
Maybe-
is
maybe
strangely
that's
good at like American impressions. It's strange.
I was an actor. I was an actor in my youth.
Maybe that's how Ed Woodward got sacked. He went in and touched the Glazers thermostat. Don't touch me, thermostat.
Oh, as well. On another note, thank fuck Woodward's out. And
I know. Again, like we need to obviously reiterate it's a Scottish football podcast.
We should
But
get
yeah,
back on the
thank
cup
fuck that
soon.
whole-
But
Yeah,
it's a Scottish football cast, but it's a football podcast, and
Yeah,
it's
of
something
course.
that affects all of football, like regardless. So, but I want to reiterate, this is a time to celebrate. Obviously, as you can probably tell, I've celebrated with a few pints, but
Only one way, Marcus. Only one way, mate.
only one way. But I mean, the fight isn't over. Like, I truly think we need to keep going. Like, this is a wake up call for all
Yeah.
fans down south, because Scottish football, we've criticised the English league for years, saying it's a tourist league. It doesn't have the same passion as it does up north. I hope the English fans now wake up, realise that they need to properly take their clubs back from the owners.
I mean, you saw the scenes of Chelsea fans celebrating when the news came through that they're gonna look to leave the Super League. Like,
and it's brilliant. It's the best limbs that English football has seen in history.
in fact, included in those Chelsea protests was Petr Cech himself, who's an employee of the club.
Yes,
and Thogden.
Is he?
Fuck
that.
These Americans have undervalued how valuable these clubs really are to the communities.
Yeah.
And you know what pissed me off is that on Monday I seen it's the attitude that people who don't like football, and fair enough, if you don't like football you don't have to follow it, but there's the people that think that football is like a negative thing, that think it's like I seen somebody making a point like, oh, the fashion industry should get more attention than the football industry or whatever. It's like, no, it really shouldn't. Like, the fashion industry is also a really corrupt business, and it exploits, the workers in the factories in India and Bangladesh and all that with, poverty wages. It's like football is still a cultural and social institution that you can't really compare with anything else. It's not just about the sport; it's about everything that comes with it. And always everyone that doesn't like football and everyone who criticizes me personally and is like, oh, it's really not that important, it's only a game. It's not just a game. This is what it means. It is, like I said, it's a cultural institution. It's part of your life. Yep. It is the same thing as a religion. I'm not a religious person, but it's the same thing. I'm using all the tropes and all the cliches. Yeah. This is what it is, and that people need to understand that. And I hope, like I said, I hope the fans down south take their clubs back,
of course,
and the Glazers and all them leave. So,
I don't think this is over, by the way. I think this is just getting started.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that the fans properly take action.
Yeah.
And it's shown that all it took was 2 days of fan protests, and they caved in. And they fell apart.
Question is, was it the fan protest that forced their hand, or was it the threats from FIFA, UEFA, the UK government, for example?
Probably a bit of both.
I've got a funny feeling, right? So these clubs entered this contract they got a couple of days ago saying, oh yes, they'll bring this X amount of money into your club. Didn't look at anything else, but then I think over the couple of days where they actually happened, so you can't play in this league, you can't play in that. Where it's like, oh right, we actually did something wrong here. I think that's when it actually initially settled in for them. They
would have seen. I mean, they knew what they were doing with UEFA. They knew that by breaking away from UEFA, they were going to cause a rift, and that UEFA were going to.
Yeah, of course.
The tone. If you listen to Florentino Perez's interview, right, the way he was speaking, he seemed to recognize that he was trying to make the narrative that UEFA was going in the wrong direction and they were going in the right direction. He wanted to make that narrative. Now, who's he selling that narrative to? He's selling it to the fans. All this stuff about, oh, we want to make games shorter, we want to sell it to younger fans. These billionaires had the fans in mind in their own world, in their own wee bubble, right? Mm-hmm. They weren't. I genuinely don't think they were expecting this backlash from the fans.
But the thing is, the fans they had in mind were the potential future fans, and not as the so-called legacy fans.
They didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't have anyone in mind because they are so detached from the real world, and not just in football, all billionaires in any walk of life are so detached from the real world. This is why I'm still a massive socialist. But
like a lot of these clubs kind of would have looked at that and thought that maybe not so much the legacy fans or even our generation of fans, but sort of like the next generation of fans would look at the European Super League, and because it's got all these clubs that you know your like your dad, you know, all the sort of football dads have spoke about, you know, like you're getting to see Barcelona play Man City like every single season, or Man United play Barcelona every season, and then the football dads are like, I can mind when Barcelona had Ronaldinho and you know, it's like all that sort of stuff. So it's like, I think looking at it from like their perspective, it was like, let's get all these prestigious clubs in because it makes it an attractive league to sort of up and coming.
But they misread the market is the important thing, because they're so detached. They had no clue whatsoever what the fans actually wanted, and they severely misread the room when it came to that. And I think that's what's turned it. I like to think that, I mean, obviously it could have been money and it could have been all things we've not seen, but I like to think that it's football fans that have really fought for this and have earned the right to have their
what they failed to realize is that all these clubs have a history, and that all the, like, as much as the football dads might speak about Barcelona with Ronaldinho and all that sort of stuff, like, I'm sure like Real Madrid dads, I mean, we'll speak about sort of like the Galacticos era, with sort of Ronaldo, Beckham, you know, Figo, and all these amazing players that sort of came into Barcelona at the time. Inter Milan dads will speak about the Jose Mourinho Champions League run. Now, Man United will always speak about sort of that Alex Ferguson era. Liverpool speak about the sort of Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly era. Arsenal can speak about the Invincibles. Chelsea will speak about winning that Champions League, like the Drogba header and stuff like that. That's history.
Hearts fans can speak about that 3-3 draw at St Johnstone under Stendhal. These are the days that they live for.
I was just waiting for what example you'd come up with Spurs there, Lewis, because
I mean, Spurs, you can talk about your 2019 Audi Cup triumph.
Rangers with that night in Livingston.
Motherwell with that day at Aki's. That's pretty much all we know.
They did though. They underestimated football fans. They thought that as customers, not as fans, as customers, we'd just be like, oh, Real Madrid are playing Atletico Madrid and they're playing Inter Milan and Barcelona every week. Oh, this is fantastic. Like, they just really thought that we'd lap it up, and we didn't.
I think you summed that up perfectly, Marcus.
Yeah.
Customers, not fans.
Yeah. The thing is, with these big games that are happening, like your Barcelona, Liverpool, the thing that makes them so special in the Champions League is because they don't happen that often. But if they're happening every season, it just kind of dilutes it, and it doesn't become as special. Yeah, exactly.
It also makes it more competitive for those teams. Like, if you think back to the Liverpool Barcelona game, 2018-19 season. 18-19? Yeah. 18-19. So obviously 19-20 was delayed because of COVID. So if you go back to that 18-19 season, that Barcelona game, obviously the infamous corner taken quickly game.
Yep.
You know, like, if that's happening every season,
it's not
the two teams, it's not special, and the two teams get used to playing each other. Like, when you're playing in the when you're playing in the Champions League, like Rangers Celtic play the Champions League every season, like, well, not every season, but you've played Europa League or European competition, and now obviously there's a chance for you to play the Champions League this season, Kyle. But it's that way that it's like you might come up against, I don't know.
I know we probably won't win, but I would love to see the likes of us against like Real.
Yeah.
So just so I can see Kamara or Davis just like run past them I'd love to see that,
Come
but
on,
then
that's
obviously
what
this
Tony
Super League.
Kroos.
Football's about.
Yeah,
That's what football's about, though.
exactly.
But
You know
that's
what?
that's the point I'm trying to make. So you've got Rangers playing Real Madrid, Barcelona, or whatever, and Gerrard has to play different tactics to how he'd play Albion Rovers in a cup game, how
Yeah.
he'd play Celtic in the Old Firm, because that's what football fans like to watch play out on the pitch is a manager's tactics, like strategies to beat. So when you're going into a game as the underdogs, as Motherwell going underdogs into Europa League, but you might get beat.
Underdogs
But
against fucking Cliftonville or whatever. Coleraine. Only joking.
we played. Oh geez, you're really making me think. Coleraine and one of the other Northern Irish teams, and I cannot remember it.
Linfield?
No.
It wasn't
Staunchfield.
Stop. It's Glen. Was it Glen?
Glentoran, that's the one.
Glentoran,
Yeah.
So, like playing your Real Madrids and your Barcelonas and Juventus, that would have just been like playing West Ham. Like you play West Ham, you know what I mean? It's such a terrible idea, and it comes from people who don't know football at all.
All they know
but
is
I think
the money behind it.
all they know is the NFL, really, because it's funny that the format was exactly the same format they use for American sports, where they don't have clubs, they have franchises, which they move around freely as they wish. You know, oh, this franchise isn't doing too well, let's just move it to
Well, it's exactly
Los Angeles
what
or
Stan
wherever.
Kroenke did with the Rams. He's moved them from, I can't remember where they were, but he's moved them to LA, thousands of miles from where they were. And then he does this thing with Arsenal.
Not our sport. That's their sport. Maybe that's American football. It's not our football.
I think that's one of the key points though that you're making is like these majority shareholders, these English Big Six clubs, with the exception of a couple, have shares in American sports. Like Fenway Sports Group, but are obviously Boston Red Sox, and like
the Glazers.
The Glazers are majority shareholders of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's the one. Aye.
And Kroenke has shares in the St. Louis, but now Los Angeles Rams.
That is absolutely disgusting to me that you can move. Well, I mean, maybe that I don't know how it works over there. I don't know if it has the same level of connection with the community that our clubs do here, but I mean, you've seen it happened once in English football with Wimbledon, and you've seen the backlash from that, and it still is a really touchy topic to this day.
It happened in Scottish football as well when Airdrie bought Clydebank and moved them to Airdrie. So
yeah.
And again, there's a backlash from that. There was so much of a backlash from that.
It can't happen in football without any repercussions.
Can't happen in football, and I think that's it's one of the key takeaway points from this, that you've got guys running football clubs who don't really have much of a fucking clue how to run a football club.
Yeah, they know how to run a business.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's it. Like the thing about sort of the clubs that these teams run, in America, like the likes of Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Boston Red Sox, they are big brand names now. Like the Buccaneers, because they've just won the NFL.
They've got Tom Brady.
Won the Super Bowl,
and like the Boston Red Sox have always been like a household name in baseball because it's them and the New York Yankees. So for them, that the cash just pours in purely because it's like Barcelona, Real Madrid are to sort of world club football.
Yeah,
Man United, these names. It doesn't matter if someone follows football or not. You could turn round to someone and go, name a football team, and they'd probably go Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United.
Or Rangers.
If they'd had a serious head-on collision, they might say Spurs. But
well, no, I think
it's shocking. It's just been a weird 2 days for football.
I've said all I need to about it, so
we've just got
if you guys are happy.
Statement.
If you guys are happy to move on,
we've just had a statement tweeted out by both Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jordan Henderson, both of Liverpool, and have said, we don't like it and we don't want it to happen. This is our collective position. Our commitment to this football club and its supporters is absolute and unconditional. You'll never walk alone. Which shows that the players are against this. Like, everyone is against this except for the billionaires that own the club.
Why didn't they ask the players? That's what I don't get. Why didn't they ask the players?
Klopp
would you mind playing in this? Or what?
Watching the interviews yesterday after the Leeds-Liverpool game is that the manager and the players found out at the exact same time as we did that this was happening. Like, nobody at the club knew it was happening until today. Do you
think that's why some of these chair people are leaving?
Yeah, because in the eyes of these chairmen, they'd just be able to go, okay, we're in this new league, go out and play. Go play. Like at Liverpool, you've got the Fenway Sports Group going, okay, we're playing Barcelona next Wednesday, then we've got Man City the Wednesday after, then Real Madrid. Okay, go organise the team for these games. Don't worry about Aston Villa on Saturday. Don't worry about Burnley next weekend. We just want to win these games. We don't care about the Premier League. And this is probably why all these chair people are now leaving, because they've not told anybody at the clubs about what was happening, and they were just expecting the club to kind of go, like the managers and the players and the coaching staff just to kind of go, all right, no bother. I'll get the team ready for this, and it's not happened, and it's came back to kick them in the arse. But again, as Marcus said, I think we've all said enough now, and we should probably get pushing on with the Scottish football.
Yeah.
Football that has came at times frustrating to watch. At times gets called, by English fans as Farmers League, or my gran could do a better job in Scotland than half the players. But yeah, look on the bright side. At least we didn't fucking almost lose our league to billionaire owners, because football in Scotland is for the fans.
Well said, Lewis.
For the most part. I still think there's a lot of corruption in Scotland that we need rid of. But at least we have the soul of the game. The soul of the game is still there.
At least you didn't have Doncaster though trying to play fucking Rangers and Celtic. You didn't have Peter Law going, "Oh, Celtic should be in the European Super League."
You
didn't have Dave King going, "Well, let's get Rangers in the Super League."
I don't think they would have had the right to, because then your Ajax, Benfica, all that. But there are
it does
problems.
say levels that Neil Doncaster has come out straight away. As much as he, isn't a great person for the job, he's come out like pretty much straight away after the announcement and said, "This is bad for football."
He would have needed to, though.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Like the thing is, this becomes political, and that all these wee clubs want to suck up to UEFA, being like, "Oh, we want part of the pie now. The big boys are out. We want their place." But anyway, I mean, that's a story for another time. I think UEFA needs serious fucking words with themselves. FIFA, the way that football's run, it's UEFA's fault that it got to this point, because of the money in the sport and who you let into own these clubs.
Blind to racism, but not blind to money.
And that's another thing, is the response to this when they've said fuck all about racism is another. I'm so glad you brought it up.
It's not even about the Kamara incident. It's well before that.
In general, they've been silent about racism, UEFA, on the whole. And when they have said stuff, it's been half-assed. Oh, we'll have a break in play here, and we'll have this there. No, we need you to put out sanctions for clubs and proper punishment.
So sometimes I wish, right?
About it.
So that's probably going to be the last point, because we were doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if all the clubs, Champions League, Europa League, and this Conference League now that's happening, if we all protested and didn't play the matches in that, every single team, how good would that be?
Would never do it though, because
I know, but as I said, how good would it be?
Well, we could do that if all the clubs were fan owned.
Yes, that's very, very true.
If you take investment out of football, because with investment in football is that you're always going to have somebody who expects a return. Yeah, so if you take that out of football, you take away this corporate, meaningless, soulless aspect of it. But anyway,
let's move on to Scottish Cup now.
Scottish Cup. Let's talk about Scottish football, the game that we love.
And the biggest game in Scottish football is probably the Old Firm.
It's Hibs Stranraer.
Both games were on
Second
Sunday,
biggest
by the
game,
way. But we'll start with the Old Firm, Kyle.
Oh dear.
2-0 win for Rangers.
Not much to say, mate. I was hoping Andy's on, and I think we noticed before Andy doesn't really come on
Yeah.
if Celtic lose. But anyway.
That's why he's not on that much.
But yes, 2-0 Rangers. Very happy with the performance, obviously. Very happy with the result. Definitely put our place back on Glasgow now. Glasgow's ours. We've definitely broken them, which is good to see. Tide's turning now. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a very, as I said in the pod earlier, the last week, it could have went either way really. But from the first whistle, I thought Rangers were outstanding. I thought we took the game to them, made them think, and got rewards after 10 minutes. A goal coming from Stephen Davis, a nice wee overhead kick, still doing that, age 36, not too bad. Grandpa Davis doing not too bad. But yeah, and then from there, it just settles a lot of nerves when you get an early goal that early in a derby. So it was like I had to watch it on my phone as well because I was on holiday with my family. So
sneaking down to Berwick to have a wee pint.
Yes, it was good. It was good, but not going to comment on that too much. But yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, but then obviously second goal was an own goal by Kenny. But again, a really good play from Aribo. I thought he was outstanding the whole game. Then obviously missed penalty Edouard. I said oh, he's missing that. There's no way that they deserved the goal. It was a really soft penalty as well, I thought, to give away, even though it's a really soft one. Didn't think it was much of a penalty, but again, that's coming from me. But there's so many players that you can point out in that game who deserved man of the match. I would give it probably to the majority of the team. They were absolutely outstanding from the first whistle, and obviously the second half was let slip a wee bit. But that's because we had a lead to protect as well. I think that was the aim, was to just try and protect that lead. But yeah, obviously through to the next round of the Scottish Cup, it's going to be interesting. The next, couple of rounds, but definitely deserved to go through. Thought Patterson. I was going to name a couple of players who I thought were brilliant. Patterson, McGregor, Aribo, Kent, Morelos, just the majority of the team outstanding, absolutely outstanding. But they didn't. They said they had a couple of chances. There was a few that they had. Probably Andy would probably best to talk about this, but yeah, they had a few sniffs, couple of chances. Obviously, the penalty miss as well, but I didn't think they were much in the game. And it was good to get my prediction right. So, really good day for being a Rangers fan.
Rangers still play St Johnstone in the next round, who also went through with a 2-0 win. Goes from Melamed and El Halawan, got the 2-0 win over League One Clyde, which season 3 against Rangers, which they play in fact this weekend coming up. But the other
still on Wednesday as well, won't?
Oh yeah, there's games all over the place. But the other game last Sunday was Stranraer against Hibs. Marcus,
yes,
this one.
The big game that weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest teams in Scotland that play in blue and green and white.
Exactly.
I think Carl's going to agree on the green and white one, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. There was a wee bit of doubt. There was that wee 10% of doubt in my mind again about it. You're away at a lower league side. Other teams have slipped up in the past away at lower league sides in the Scottish Cup this season. So there was always that wee bit of doubt.
That was a Hearts jibe, would you?
Who? Sorry.
You would never have guessed that was a jibe at Hearts.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I honestly don't know what you're talking about. Nah. No. In all seriousness, there was that wee bit of doubt. It is Hibs. We can be capable of some ridiculous and weird and wonderful things sometimes, but to be honest, we did start off pretty slow, just like the Queen of the South tie. First sort of 10-15 minutes just kind of going into the game, but from then on it was brilliant. I know it is only a League Two outfit, but we really stamped our authority in the game. Started putting pressure on them, started getting a ton of chances. Their goalkeeper had a outstanding performance. And then eventually our quality showed. Doige got the goal, a scrappy one from a corner, but don't really care, to be honest. I was just wanting the goal before half time. And the second half went ahead. We came out the traps again. It was Nisbet Nisbet, I'm glad he did get the goal because he deserved it. He had a few really bad misses in the first half, especially. One which was practically an open goal. I mean, he was not really... I mean, the goalkeeper was still in front of him, but he should have scored. If anyone's seen the game, you'll know what chance I mean, but he got the goal in the end from a really lucky free kick deflection. And at that point, we're 2-0 up. Like, Stranraer have a wee spell around 60 to 70 minutes for like 5 minutes, put us in trouble a wee bit, but Martin Boyle goes and scores a rebound from somebody's shot. I can't mind in this bit or something, but and then yeah, it was just cruise control from there on. We get a penalty. It was an absolute clear foul on Boyle. I know there's memes going about of him diving, but that one definitely wasn't a dive. That was
Definitely got taken out there, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not much else I can say, really. I mean, it was just a really professional performance from Hibs. We gave respect to Stranraer and at the same time just put them aside. And that's it. Like, no controversy, nothing to worry about. Just through to the next round. Really professional, really happy with our club.
Good all-round 4-0 performance from Hibs. And they'll play Motherwell in the next round.
Will be tough.
Who had to go to penalties after I guess it was a very boring game that ended quite dramatically.
Very boring is an understatement. Like, the first 90 minutes of that game were just a total snore fest. No team was really kind of creating any chances. It was just very end to end, and then kind of just between the defences. So you'd have Greenock Morton's. You've maybe got like Muirhead and Nisbet coming forward, and then only to get like intercepted by Declan Gallagher or Nathan McGinley. Then us to go forward to have Devante Cole getting intercepted by the Greenock Morton defence. 120th minute into sort of extra time and stoppage time. Stephen O'Donnell gets the goal, and I'm thinking, left it a bit late, but I'll take it. It's a nice finish, but it's fine. We've only got another couple of minutes to hang off, and then we'll get the win. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like completely out of nowhere, Marcus Fjortoft, the centre back for Greenock Morton, gets them a goal. Takes the game to penalties, and given how we've been on penalties this season, I was not confident with that, as well as the fact that I was not confident in Motherwell's sort of record on penalties in the Scottish Cup. The last penalty shootout that we had in the Scottish Cup was against St Mirren last season, and I still had horrible flashbacks of Jermaine Hilton going to take a penalty, blasting it into the family stand at Fir Park, and just a very awkward car journey home. I'd love to say that my chair has came back out of me, but it hasn't yet. I'm pretty sure I was clinching that tight that I sucked my chair into myself the entire way through it. But I'm just glad to get the I'm just glad to get the win. Man of the match from the game, and I never thought I'd say this since he came back because he's been quite shit. But my man of the match is Jake Hasty. I thought when Jake Hasty came on in the sort of 80th minute of the game, he was just there. A lot of attacking prowess from him, and I think he's finally getting back that form that he had just before he went to Rangers. So I'm hoping that we can maybe hang on to him for another season just to continue his development at the club. But I don't really want him to go back to Rangers because there's not really a place for him in the Rangers first starting 11.
No.
I think at the age that he is, he needs the game time, and he's starting to show signs of the player that he once was. So that's good for me. And then obviously we're now on to Aki's on Wednesday. I'm on Aki's, but I'm not going to say anything about that one because I just can't.
Because it's Aki's.
Because it's Aki's, and our derby form this season's not been the best, and the Lanarkshire derby's just always unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Motherwell could go in there on a win streak of 10 games and still lose to a shitty 90th minute tap in from Moyo or something like that, or Ocampo or something, and it's just totally shifts the dynamic of the game. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes with Motherwell. It's the same. Like I really thought before Friday night we're going to breeze past Green at Morton 2 or 3-0. We have bet them high scoring before. We done it last season in the Betfred Cup, and then that just didn't happen. So sorry, not last season. Two seasons ago, the 1920 season. But this time it just didn't happen. But I think that's just kind of representative of the form Motherwell's had this season compared to the form that we had in the 1920 season.
Yeah. Well, there's another game that went to penalties in the cup. A 2-2 draw between Aberdeen and Livingston. Two teams that are basically probably on the same level in the Premiership. Joe Lewis had to go off early for Aberdeen, and then Livingston took the lead through J. Emmanuel Thomas. They took the lead into half time. Niall McGinn equalled the scores, taking it to extra time. With it 1-1. J. Emmanuel Thomas got a second from the spot in the 93rd minute. Before, I can't believe I'm saying this, Florian Camberry got his first goal for Aberdeen in extra time.
Rat.
Which took the game to penalties, and it was Camberry again from the spot, and it's Jason Holt's missed penalty that sends Aberdeen through to the next round. They'll be facing Dundee United.
Camberry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I bet Camberry had dreamt about that moment since he was a little boy, scoring a goal for Aberdeen.
I don't know who's more hated on this podcast, Camberry or Florentino Perez.
The pair of them.
What one of the Flows do you hate more? You know, Flo Perez or Flo Camberry?
They'll be facing Dundee United, whose 1-0 win over Forfar Athletic sees them into the next round. And the other tie is between Kilmarnock and St Mirren. St Mirren saw Inverness Kelly Thistle with a 2-1 win coming from behind in the second half. Well, Kilmarnock's 3-1 win over Montrose. Carl Lafferty with one of the goals there sees them through. And that's the Scottish Cup, which sets up a quite exciting set of quarterfinals.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. Do we know who plays each other after these ties, no?
No, we don't know that yet, I don't think. We've got Aberdeen, Dundee United, Kilmarnock, St Mirren, Rangers, St Johnstone, and Hibs, Motherwell. And they'll be happening this weekend as well, which will be
Yes.
interesting.
Exciting. Very exciting.
Exciting stuff, yeah. We've got a quiz this week.
We do. I've took charge of the quiz this week, so we're all good to go.
Let's do it.
So I wasn't really sure what to do because we've kind of covered a lot of grounds in the last couple of podcasts with regards to quizzes. So I just thought I would go with just this season really, and just 10 questions based on this season.
Okay.
So is everyone ready?
Yeah,
no.
Right. So in the 2020-21 Scottish Premiership, which goalkeeper has made the most saves?
Oh my god, no. No.
Joe
Trevor
Lewis.
Cross.
Not Joe Lewis.
Is it
or
Liam
Alan
Kelly?
McGregor. It's not Liam Kelly.
Marciano.
It's not off your Marciano.
Seagrist.
It's Dundee United's Seagrist with 131 saves this season.
Wow.
To put the other answers that you gave into perspective, Marciano's in 5th place with 72.
Okay.
Alan McGregor's in 8th place with 52. And Liam Kelly is in 9th place with 49 saves.
Oh.
Right. The next question. Which two players in the Scottish Premiership this season share the joint record for the most yellow cards?
Martin. No.
The most yellow cards.
I was about to say Martin Boyle, but then I was just
Marvin
getting mixed up
Bartley.
because he's the most fouled.
Scott Brown.
Marvin Bartley was very close. I'll give you that, Sam.
Oh.
But he is it's joint first between these two players, so he is third, but technically second.
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown's not in the top 10.
Morelos.
Morelos rounds out the top 10.
Oh.
Who else has got yellow cards this season? Joe Newell.
Joe Newell is not in the top 10 either.
It can't be a Hibs player, surely. Maybe it is. Maybe Govic or someone. But
do you want the clubs?
Yeah, go on.
No. Hold on.
Give me another couple minutes.
Is it?
I'll give you one more guess, Marcus, and then I'll give the clubs.
Oh damn.
This season, yeah.
This season. Yeah.
This season,
Is St Johnstone one of the clubs?
St Johnstone's not one of the clubs, so
Okay.
I'll give you the two clubs now. They are Ross County and Kilmarnock.
Vigors.
Ian Vigors, Kyle's got the point for that one.
He's Finlay.
Alan Power.
Yeah, Power.
Power. So Sam got the point there, and Kyle gets a point as well.
Okay.
So I'll take that.
Right. So my third question is: how many goals have Rangers scored so far this season?
89.
Not 89.
It was about 80 though, wasn't it?
Sam, you've just hit it dead on. 80 goals this season so far. We are not, but we're not done yet. So it probably will be more.
Yes, probably. Hopefully.
Probably will. It probably will be more. Maybe hit 100 goals. You never know.
It's
Right.
20 goals in 5 games? I mean, it's doable, but
Yeah, it's doable. They just need to win 4-0 every game. Well, not even 4-0. They just need to win 4 goals.
As long as you beat Aberdeen, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in response to that, how many goals have the top two teams conceded Sorry, not the top two teams in the league. Like the top two teams for goals conceded. How many goals have they conceded, and what teams are those teams?
I was looking at this.
Hamilton, and Ross County.
So, Marcus, I'll give you 2 points for Hamilton and Ross County.
Come on, man.
No, it's
So,
just
That
those
was
two,
two
isn't it?
teams.
we've got the two teams. Just need they've got
Oh,
the
right.
same number of goals conceded.
Right, okay.
150.
It's not
You're
that
going
high.
far too high. Like far too high.
I want
Aye,
to say like
still in double digits, mate.
58.
70.
I want to say about 60.
Sam's been the closest.
61.
62.
Kyle, you just said 61. So
God
I will
damn
give you
it.
the point for 61. Right. Right. This is quite a funny one. I quite like this one.
Right.
Who did Motherwell suffer a defeat to, which prompted the resignation of Stephen Robinson as manager?
Oh my god.
Hamilton.
No. So the game after was against Hamilton.
Ah, okay, right.
Ross County.
It wasn't Ross County.
Kelly.
He's around about the right bit of the table currently. I will say that.
Dundee United.
Nope.
St. Johnstone.
St Mirren.
Nope.
St Mirren.
It's not St Mirren.
Kelly.
Kelly. There you go, Sam. Kelly. Yep, lost to Kilmarnock, which then prompted the resignation of Stephen Robinson.
Oh.
Right, this is another kind of comical question here.
Right.
Scott Brown was infamously recorded by the SPFL at the Dundee United Celtic game early on in the season before Albion Ayeti scored a goal for Celtic. He famously screamed something at Odsonne Edouard. What was that phrase?
Oh.
Oh my god. Thing is, I remember this going about online, but I don't remember exactly what it said. So I'm just gonna say he said, "Monen, ya prick."
No. No.
Well,
Definitely not.
I know he shouted something at Barkas, but I don't know what he shouted about.
He did shout something at Odsonne Edouard. You just need to figure it out.
Fucking leave then.
You're close with the first word of that.
Fucking let's go. I don't know.
Just let's go.
Let's go.
Jeez, are you going to keep going, or are you just...
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
fucking Mon the Hibs.
Fucking stop hogging it.
Here, Kyle, that's... Do you know what? I'm going to give you the point for that, because that is
Fuck off,
quite
seriously.
close. That is quite close. I will give you that.
What was it then?
So, in the clip that the SPFL have, Odsonne Edouard goes for a shot, and it comes off the goalkeeper. It comes off Seagraves. And what Scott Brown replies, screams at Odsonne Edouard basically is, "Odsonne, fucking pass it you." So I will give Sam the point because I mean
Don't give Sam
get the point.
sorry, I'll give Kyle the point because that is the closest. See, it's quite we're on the seventh question now.
Okay.
Hold on, let me check. Let me just double check. Because I've done the goals. I've done.
It's your quiz, man.
quiz.
I know. Right, hold on. We've done the saves. We've done the goals. We've done the goals conceded. I've done the
Stephen
Robinson question.
And the Scott Brown.
I've done the Scott Brown question. So I think we're on 5.
Mm.
I think aye. So this is the sixth question of the quiz. I thought we were on the 7th here.
All right.
Okay.
Right. Ooh. Who are the only teams this season to have scored against Rangers.
Hibs,
Motherwell.
Motherwell, and
Celtic.
Dundee United.
Hibs and Motherwell are two of them.
Dundee United.
Was this in the league?
Kyle that said the Hibs Motherwell.
No, I said
One.
Motherwell. Marcus said Hibs.
Aberdeen.
Oh, wait, when Dundee United did though, it was Liam Smith scored in the 2-1 at Tannadice.
He did. I'm going to give Marcus the 2 points there for saying Hibs and Dundee United.
Aberdeen.
No, they haven't. I don't think. Oh no, they have. It's the first game of the season they did.
Hamilton.
Don't think Hamilton have. Sure, Hamilton have not scored against them this season.
Yeah, they have.
Mm.
We drew against.
Oh yeah,
them.
you drew against. I forgot about the 1-1 draw. Geez, I've only put 3 of them down here. Actually, that's a bit.
Celtic are one.
So I'd only put Celtic, Hibs, and Motherwell. I totally forgot about Dundee United and Hamilton.
And
Aberdeen. And Aberdeen. So I'd only put 3 of the 6 clubs down. So,
We've conceded 11 goals.
you've conceded 11 goals. You've conceded.
Yeah. It's fucking shocking.
Yeah, you've conceded to. I know you conceded to us. And then you've conceded to Hibs because Hibs drew with Rangers, and then you've conceded with. I remember now you conceded with Accies. So
they've conceded 4 goals against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. There's 6 clubs. He's all kind of got 2, so I'm just gonna allocate the 2 points across the board there.
What did Sam say?
I said Aberdeen, but that was it.
Sam said Aberdeen.
Okay.
But I've kind of car crashed the question, so I'll just allocate 2 points.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Right. 7th question of the quiz.
Okay.
What is to the nearest 1,000 number of fouls given away as a whole in the Scottish Premiership season?
10.
1,000.
Oh, 10,000. I thought you meant 10. Just
Nah, 10,000.
1,000, because surely, no?
No.
3,793.
Nope.
4,000.
Nope.
5.
Sam, I'll give you 5,000.
Hey.
Wow.
There's been 5,160 fouls this season.
So far.
Who've been the worst at it? Here's my question.
Most of them from Dundee United and St Johnstone, probably.
See, now that's question 8 of the quiz.
No.
Who has conceded the most fouls in the Scottish Premier League?
Martin Boyle. He's the most fouled player in the league.
Not like that. It's what clubs gave away the most fouls.
County.
County.
Dundee United.
County. Sam gets it again. Ross County.
All right.
Right. There's I've got 2 more questions for the quiz.
Okay.
And these are related to managerial sort of sackings that have happened this season.
Plenty of those, Okay.
So I'm gonna. It's I mean, the man has been in the quiz already this evening, but what is Stephen Robinson's win percentage at Motherwell as a whole?
47%. No. 30.
34.
36%.
No.
20.
28%.
Nope. Wait. What did you say, Sam?
I said 42.
Yeah, Sam just got it dead on.
Wow.
So, from February 2017 until December 2020, Stephen Robinson managed 169 games for Motherwell. In that time, he scored 171 games, drew 30 games, and lost 68 games, with a win percentage of 42%. So Sam takes the point.
Boom.
I think Sam's gonna win this. My spidey sense is telling me.
Okay, my last one is
Please say it's Neil Aladdin.
it's nothing. This is just I don't know why I've put this one in here. But I just thought it's such a good idea.
Oh no.
So in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton Racecourse played host to the infamous SPFL mascot race.
Right?
Fuck's sake.
Which mascot won the race, and what club does he represent? And it's worth 2 points.
I
Now,
really
this
want
is
to
not.
say.
Oh, Partick Thistle, wasn't it? The
It
Shirley
was
one.
not. It was
Oh,
not.
Oh, I really wanted to
Partick
say the Partick Thistle fucking son.
Was it Sunshine Delinks or whatever we've got?
Thistle. It was not. No,
It wasn't Broxy.
it wasn't Broxy.
No, it wasn't.
Was it Hoopy?
It was not Hoopy the Huddle Hound.
Oh my god! What other ones you got? You got the Brady for Arbroath or whatever. You got.
Was it the Aberdeen one?
Right. I will
What is this?
I will be nice to you. The mascot is a mascot of a team in the Scottish Championship.
Rafe
Oh.
Rovers.
Hearts.
No.
Inverness, Greenock Morton, Alloa, Arbroath. No.
Don't name every club in the championship. That's not how it works.
Dunfermline, Wraith Rovers, Dundee.
Is it Queen of the South?
Right. I will give Kyle the point
Hey.
for
Fuck's sake!
Queen of the
That's
South.
the only championship
No.
club.
What if they even got as their mascot?
See, that's the question. Can you name the mascot? For the point.
Queenie the Queen.
No, it's nothing like that.
It's nothing
It's
like
nothing
that.
like that.
It's Southie the Doonhammer.
No, that's
Do you know-
Doogie the
right,
Doonhammer.
Mark?
That's the one, Doogie the Doonhammer.
That's
That's
it.
Dougie the Doonhammer. Oh.
Dougie. So
Yeah,
Dougie the Doonhamer, because Doonhamers are seen as people for Dumfries.
Good for them.
He's a border collie for obvious reasons, and I don't know why he's called Dougie, to be honest with you. So, I've got the article up here because I wanted to read it to you because it's hilarious. So, Queen of the South, Dougie the Doonhamer is the man, woman, animal who has won the mascot race, given he sensationally retained his title on Friday. Dougie, who appears to be a dog, streaked clear of the rest of the 16-strong field in the annual contest staged at Hamilton Racecourse. Motherwell's Steelman was hot on his heels, surging up the outside lane. And Partick Thistle's Kingsley, that's the weird son,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We all know Kingsley.
delivered a workman like this is the best bit of it. Delivered a workman like display on the opposite flank, and there was no mascot in the Scottish Premiership or Scottish Football League that would fancy being pursued by the frankly terrifying mascot.
It's I find it funny how they referred to it as he, she, the animal, or whatever, and then it was like he.
Yeah, I know, because it could be a woman under the costume. That's the thing.
Could be a non-binary
Anyway.
person.
How would Kingsley, right? How would he run in a lane if he's that? Because he's not quite wide, quite big.
They gave him
So there's
3
a photo-
lanes.
There's a photo of it, and he basically runs at an angle.
Surely that's a disadvantage, no?
Oh, that's brilliant.
So the photo that I can see here, you've basically got Dougie the Doonhamer out in front. You've got the weird, like Scooby-Doo looking mascot, which I want to say is at St Johnstone, but I can't remember. You've got the bear. You've got that Hearts bear thing,
No, it's Hearts one that is a Westie. It's like the most
Is it a
random thing.
Westie?
Yeah,
Looks
West
like a fucking bear.
West Highland Terriers don't even come from Midlothian. Like they're just
I
choosing
know.
a random mascot because they don't have anything that represents them at all. Like
Jam tart.
You've got Arbroath's Pie mascot. You've got Kingsley for Partick Thistle. You've got the Panda for St Mirren. You've got another one which is a bear, but it's not Broxy Bear. And
Oh.
then you've also got Hammy the Hamster, which is Hamilton's mascot. In addition to a load of other random mascots that were in the race, including a cockerel. I don't know who that's for, but it's quite
Spurs have got
terrifying.
into this
There's
one
a
again,
cow.
damn it.
It's just crazy. Anyway, we have a situation, boys.
When's the
I've seen it as well,
2022
mate.
race is my question.
Can we get tickets?
Oh yes. Oh, can we actually go? That'd be so fun.
Can we just for just tell them we're a Scottish football podcast, and can we just put in
Live commentary.
Fanny?
Like country.
Can we just put in Fanny the false 90s fox or something like that?
Oh dear.
Fox 90s.
Oh well, guys, there's some news. Morelos related.
Oh,
It looks like, from many sources, that Morelos will be staying next season.
Ooh.
as many sources just like your dad. Like,
No, it's actually coming from one
I
football.
just saw
Actually,
that other Rangers does. Because the European Super League's been cancelled, we're not going to get the 200 million that we want off Barcelona. So we're just going to have to go away them again for another season. Right.
but it's good for Scottish football, I guess.
I don't
Anyway,
think I can.
we do have a
Anyway.
situation. We do have a situation in the quiz.
What?
Is it
So,
a draw?
Marcus, you are on 5 points. But
I'm on 5 points.
There is a draw between Kyle and Sam.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew that it would be one of the other two. I don't think I did that well this quiz.
Who are both on 7.
What do we call it?
We've got a
Yeah,
tiebreaker question.
tiebreaker. Yeah.
We are on a tiebreaker question.
Okay, when we both have to guess, and the closest gets it, takes it all.
Right, I am going to use. I think we'll go with a Scottish Cup themed question,
Oh no.
just to really, really spice it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I suppose we will go. What
The
is?
intent is real, by the way.
This phone
Oh,
keeps
the
on going
tension
off
is
with
real,
my
I know.
question.
I'm just trying to find one so that I can give you it related to the Scottish Cup. Because I don't actually have I don't have one kind of sitting there. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting.
Yeah. It's either do really good or we do quite poor.
Right. So here we go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So combined as a whole, Rangers and Celtic have won 73 Scottish Cups.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, of course.
What club has won more?
Queen of the
Celtic.
South. Oh, between them. Oh yes.
Celtic.
Yeah, it's Celtic. Yes, Celtic. Bastard.
And Sam, you have won the quiz with 8
Yeah,
points.
boy.
I thought you meant who's won more than both of them.
I don't think Queen of the South have ever won a Scottish Cup.
Yeah, I
know
don't
they
think
made
they've
it
won more than 73 Scottish Cups as well.
Scottish Cup. No, they're.
I thought you meant who's won more than both of them, not combined.
Oh right, no. So Celtic have won the most Scottish Cups.
That's embarrassing.
That is.
Rangers won 33.
Celtic
Celtic
must have won
won.
40.
Yeah.
No,
So
they're on
I can give you the rundown if you want.
Go for it, man.
Celtic have won the cup 40 times.
It's 33.
Rangers 33, and then it's like a massive dip after that. Queen's Park with 10, Hearts with 8, Aberdeen with 7, Hibs with 3, Kilmarnock 3, Vale of Leven 3, Clyde 3, St Mirren 3, United 2, Dundee that is, Motherwell 2, Third Lanark 2, Falkirk 2, Dunfermline 2, the old Airdrie have won it once, and then a list of other clubs have won it once. Clubs that have never won the Scottish Cup are Thornley Bank, Ross County, Raith Rovers, Queen of the South, Gretna, Clydesdale, Cambuslang, Albion Rovers, and Hamilton Accies.
Ray.
Hooray!
Fountain of Youth.
But if you're going by city and town, Glasgow collectively has the most Scottish Cup wins spread across Third Lanark, Queen's Park, Rangers, Celtic, and Partick Thistle.
Doesn't really help when the finals played in Glasgow as well, to be honest. So
that's it. Yeah, there you go. But that concludes the quiz this week. It's been a bit bumpy, but it could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be a Super League quiz.
It could have been a Super League quiz.
What's the only manager sacked in Super League history?
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Anyway, predictions.
Yeah. So I'll recap last week's. So Marcus, what went wrong? That's what I'm saying.
Did I come last?
We'll recap that in a minute.
I did. I did.
So, Lewis, I didn't get your predictions in. Did you send any in?
I didn't. I wasn't really sure at the time, and then by the time I decided on my predictions, it had already kicked off in the Motherwell game.
Yeah, man, that's fair. Yeah, okay, I did get Andy's though, because Andy sent them in the chat, so I've updated that. But yeah, let's just go over the games, shall we? So, Sam, St Mirren and Inverness, you got the full points for that. You get a 2-1 for St Mirren. Marcus Nudd gets Inverness penalties, and they got 1 for the St Mirren win, and I also got 1, but I marked myself as nothing. That changes quite a lot now. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Motherwell, Morton, all got a point for that. Not too bad. 4 for Dundee United. And they got full marks for that. And myself and Sam both got a point. Marcus also did get a point. Why the fuck can I not add properly? Give me a second. There we go.
Rangers fans often have a bit of trouble adding 1 and 0
Shut
to
up.
55.
Not yet.
Because 55 is a difficult number to get to. Oh dear.
Go. Something, and I'm not very good at this, and that's not really good layout that I've got either. So where did I get to? Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Montrose. Sorry. All 3 of us got a point for that. Andy didn't.
Wait. Do you think Montrose to win?
Yep. Myself and Sam both got points for the Aberdeen game. So Johnson Clyde, I got full marks for that, and Andy got a point as well for that because you. Wait, fucking hell! What's going on? Marcus, you also got a point for that. So I should probably review these again, right? Because I don't even trust myself, or I should get some complicated stuff. False predictions here at the False 90s. Then the Hibs game.
Yes.
I got a point for that. We all got a point for that, actually. Max, I've not marked you points, man. I'm so sorry.
Well, we all would have put Hibs to win, so we all would have got a point for it.
Yeah. That's fine, right. Then I got full marks for the Rangers game, and Marcus, you also got a point for that. So yeah, that concludes the predictions. But so last week's, Marcus sitting on 41, Andy 39, myself with 38, Sam 27, Lewis with 15. Lewis, you remain on 15. Sam, you move up to 39.
Lovely.
Marcus, you're on 47.
Hmm.
Andy is also on 47, and I'm on 52.
Oh,
So I got 14, Sam got 12, Marcus 6, Andy 8.
We all know that Sam is just going to try and get one dead-on result for the rest of the season, and then he'll stop. So that he
Sam,
finishes at
Sam just wants
55.
a 5-all.
I
to
want
come
a
as-
5-5. Give me my 5-5. Come on.
You would have got a point if you guessed Rangers on the penalties.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah,
No.
it's a.
Kyle, you're only 3 away from 55.
I know. And I just want to guess every single wrong after that.
Well, there's a lot of games this week because we've got games on Wednesday, tomorrow, and we've got games at the weekend as well.
Yes,
So we're going to
yes,
go both of them.
Oh, right, okay. I might have a big spreadsheet, but I'll make it as we go along.
There's 10 games, so we've got 6 in the
Okay.
Premiership on midweek, and then 4 in the Scottish Cup. So on Wednesday we've got the derby between Hamilton and Motherwell.
Ooh, Hamilton home.
Hamilton at home yet?
Okay. I'm gonna go for a. Is this just league?
Yes, it's the league ones on Wednesday.
This has got a 1 each draw written all over it.
Do you know what the sad thing is I agree with Kyle. It does. It has a draw written over it. However, it's Hamilton away. And as much as I love my club,
Clearly, mate. you guess your team would draw.
it's fucking No, I'm not predicting the draw. I agree with Kyle that it does have a draw written all over it. But as much as I love my club, it's fucking Hamilton away.
I guess
for
Hamilton win now.
For that reason, I am taking Motherwell 0, Hamilton 1.
How much does that hurt?
Jeez, mate.
Wait, Hamilton won.
My heart is in my stomach now.
I think that is.
Bits of me have started to peel away.
Gogsy is like
That's the
Gogsy
first time that anyone's predicted their clubs to lose.
in a derby in a game that important. Gogs is literally like throwing darts at you on the wall. Like he's gonna get all the well boys at you.
Gogsy's crying harder than he did at Ibrox.
Aye.
I doubt that, mate. That's quite. He did shed a lot of tears.
Aye.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna be more optimistic and say Motherwell 2-1.
My initial reaction was 3-1 Motherwell, but I don't think Motherwell score that many. So I don't want to copy Sam, but genuinely I was kind of then thinking 2-1 Motherwell.
Are you sticking with it? Yeah.
2-1 Motherwell, yes.
Cool, man. Right, cool.
They've looked to be getting better over recent weeks.
Yeah.
Hamilton State, so.
Oh, we've also got Hibs versus Livingston.
2-0 Hibs, going right in there. Not Hibs. Livingston have been not as good as they were. I think coming to East Road, they've proved tricky for quite a while, but I think this time we'll beat them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-1 Hibs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a solid game. I do think they'll get a goal, but then Hibs will be already.
I'm gonna predict
way
that
past them.
it won't be the most entertaining game. I think they'll make it really hard. We'll scrape away 2 goals. It may not be the best performance, but we'll scrape 2 goals. We'll be a better team in terms of play.
I think Livy. I think Livy. They showed a bit of fight against Aberdeen, and I reckon they'll take this into this game. I reckon it's going to be a close one. Hibs will take it 2-1.
I hope the fuck Jackson Irvine scores because I love him to bits. Just want Jackson Irvine to get a goal. And yeah.
We've got a lot of games to go through.
Livy Hibs has 3-0 Hibs written all over it.
Yes, what I like to hear. I know I didn't predict 3-0 either, but aye, Mon then. Sure.
Right.
We've also got.
What, Lewis? Oh.
I am sorry, I was going to come on that. Like, Livy since that cup final have just crumbled like
Yes.
Yeah.
really cheap cheese.
We've also got St Johnstone versus Rangers, which will just strange because it's also the quarterfinal as well.
I'm going to go out there and say 1-0 St Johnstone.
Oh.
Why? Why?
I'm going to go against Marcus because here's my theory, right? So the league's done for Rangers, right? Rangers have won the league.
I like how you're trying to argue that the team that's gone unbeaten in the league is going to win this game, and you're like, oh, here's my theory.
I'm not. No. I'm not arguing that they are going to win tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, yeah, tomorrow.
Yes,
I'm
tomorrow.
not arguing that they're going to win tomorrow. I can't speak tonight. My argument actually is that the league's wrapped up. So for me, if I was Gerrard, I would play a second team, like, players that don't constantly start for Rangers in the league. And
Yeah, but who
my
is
good
our second
players.
team though? Still a strong
Like,
team.
It's still a strong team. It's still a strong team. But you're gonna I reckon you'll rest players for the cup semi.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Or cup quarter. Jesus, I reckon you'll rest players for the cup quarter final.
Yeah.
Because that for you is more important to get the double, and for that reason, I feel like St Johnstone are going to come out full gung ho because they just want to try and show what they can do. They'll
Why
burn
would they
themselves out.
if they've got a quarter, same thing on Sunday?
But they'll probably just burn themselves out, and then you'll absolutely run them over in the cup. And for that reason, I think it's going to be very similar to what Livy kind of done with you guys before the Betfred Cup final for them against St Johnstone, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 1.
Okay. So
I'm going to kind of agree and say that this game for both teams isn't the most important. The game on Sunday between these two is more important. So I'm going to say 0-0.
Wow. My personal opinion, I think you guys are chucking away points. I'm going to say Rangers 2-0. And I think we won't play our strongest team, of course we won't. But as long as Gerrard doesn't play Zungu, I think we're okay. But yeah, I've got to be confident. Like, why wouldn't I be confident? Like, I think it'll be a tough 2-0, of course. St Johnstone, they always make it tough when you go to Perth. I still think we'll be run-out winners. I think it'll be 2-0.
Man City have released a statement. By the way,
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
I'm just going to read it now.
go for it, man.
It's
Okay.
just loading. You can continue.
Okay,
that's fine.
Alright, what's going on? Also on Wednesday, I keep on saying also on Wednesday. We've got Aberdeen versus Celtic as well.
Oh, do we? Oh. Nah, I don't know why you're doing at that. It used to be an old game, but not anymore.
Oh, come on, Kyle! It's the best team in Scotland
Aberdeen.
against Celtic. Yeah.
Ah, I see what you're doing there, my friend. I'll kick this one off, actually. I think Celtic they'll still be hurting from obviously getting put out of their only chance of trophy this season. But I still think they'll win. I think it will be Aberdeen's not been scoring much, so 1-0 Celtic.
Let's see for this one. I think that Celtic, yes, they did get put out by Rangers, but they didn't have to play extra time. Well, Aberdeen went all the way to penalties, and I think they'll be still kind of tired out of that.
True, yeah, that's true.
Well, Celtic, they'll look to bounce back and get as many wins, or get a win here. So I'm going to say Celtic 3-0.
I agree with Sam. Celtic will capitalise on that sort of burnt out Aberdeen side that have had to play 120 minutes of football plus penalties. So I'm going to say Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0.
Okay, Marcus.
Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0 for me as well. To be honest, I don't see Celtic scoring more than 3 away at Pittodrie, and I don't see Aberdeen scoring.
Okay.
So comfortable win for Celtic, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. Next game. You brush through these.
I'll just read out this quick Man City statement. It says, Manchester City Football Club can confirm that it has formally enacted the procedures to withdraw from the group developing plans for a European Super League. That's all it says. Anyway,
nice.
Going back to predictions. Killy versus Dundee United.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to kick this one off. I'm going to say... Oh, it's a tough one, actually, because Dundee United don't score. Kelly have been with Lafferty. I'm actually going to go what I originally thought. I'm going to say... I think there will be... Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Kelly.
I'm going to say 1-1 and then United to win in penalties.
In the league?
In the league, yeah.
Oh, fuck, is this league? Jeez. Yeah, 1-1.
I think I'm going to agree and say 1-1 as well. I'm not trying to steal away, but I think, Dundee United don't score many. Killy only score through Lafferty. It's going to be a tight game, so yeah, 1-1.
Cool. Lewis?
I'm going to say 0-0. Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 0. There's not enough goal scoring prowess in both teams. Lafferty only scores for Kilmarnock if he's fed the ball, and it's the same with Dundee United. Shankland only really scores if he's fed the ball now, and I just don't think the supply has been there for either team. I actually think that you've also got Tommy Wright as a manager, so you're going to play defensively in Kilmarnock's perspective. I'm not sure, but I feel like Mickey Mellon might be sort of the same. Quite a sort of play it from the back kind of manager. So it's going to be overly defensive, not much up front, and kind of like a boring 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
And the last game in the league on Wednesday is County versus St Mirren.
2-0 St Mirren.
I was thinking that as well.
2-0 St Mirren. St Mirren will look to keep the form going, and I think Goodwin is really trying to push that St Mirren team to finish top of the bottom six.
Mm-hmm.
And there's three clubs, like as much as that, the bottom six are still quite close together points wise. You are now starting to see a gap where it's 3 teams scrapping it out for survival and relegation, and 3 teams, scrapping it out for that top spot in the bottom 6, that 7th place spot. So where you've got Kilmarnock, Hamilton and County kind of scrapping it out for these relegation places, you've got Motherwell, Ross County, Motherwell, Dundee United and St Mirren scrapping it out for the other the 7th, 8th, 9th sort of place clubs.
Yeah.
But going on that, I would say St Mirren against Ross County 2-0 easy. Goodwin's really trying to make a statement. He wasn't very impressed that they didn't make the top 6, and personally, I thought that there was enough talent there to make the top 6. However, at the same time, I'm conscious of the fact that Eamon Brophy's not been that good since he signed for them. So they'll score, but it's likely the goals may come from set plays or the wing. But still 2-0, definitely.
Yeah, I would agree. Sam?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 St Mirren win. I think County have got goals in them, but I don't think they haven't got enough. And St Mirren, trying to fight for the top of the bottom. So,
Marcus.
2-1 St Mirren as well for me. I think that was what I was thinking before. So,
Aye. Both going for the same. We're all going for the same sort of predictions as another person is.
I think it's just a stage of the season that we've got to where, it's not like before the split. It's like Livingston play St Mirren, and you're kind of like, oh, that could go either. Like that could go one of three ways. Now it's kind of like Livy's playing Hamilton. Okay, sorry, not Liv. Well, Livy's not playing Hamilton anymore, but it's like Dundee United's playing Hamilton. Okay, well, that's Dundee United's. If it's at Tannadice, that's Dundee United's. If it's at the Spice of Life Fountain of Youth, then it's going to go the other way. But now the games are getting more predictable, so the predictions do kind of follow a similar pattern.
That's true. Next game. Excuse me.
Well, next game we're going to the Cup. Let me just get the fixtures up. Yeah, I'm not prepared. The Cup quarterfinals. First one is on Saturday, 5 p.m. between Hibs and Motherwell.
Oh, and the well, go up. No, if the Scottish Cup, we'll be there.
Are you mad?
No, you
Are you
won't.
mad?
Firstly, you won't be there because there's no fans.
Secondly, you only win at Easter Road every 7 years anyway, so for me, this is a comfortable one.
Well, no, how's this a comfortable one for you? You haven't bet us at Easter Road this season. You drew with us, and then we beat you at Easter Road. So how?
What I have to say is,
if you are going off league form and the fact that we're 9th and you're 3rd, then please remember it's a cup competition.
Is that sure, right?
We have the potential to fuck it up, right? We do.
Of course you do. It's Hibs.
Hibs it.
Hibs it.
We could Hearts it, to be fair.
Hibs it.
No, it isn't.
Hibs it.
It says,
You
you even said previous in the podcast, it's still Hibs it.
Well, I mean, we didn't lose to Roar Rangers in the Scottish Cup, did we?
No, but you'll lose to Motherwell.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the thing is, I hate to say it, but Motherwell is one of those teams that I always feel really comfortable about when we go to play them at Easter Road.
Okay.
Like I do just feel that way. I'm sorry, Lewis, but I mean, if you look at the record since we've come up, I think we've beaten you Easter Road like 7, 8, or 9 times, and you've only managed the once. Like that, this is not heading towards a Motherwell victory.
How many this season though?
This season, this season,
one draw, and one win.
We've not had a good home record all season though in general, but I think in the cup we'll be fine.
So there you go. You're saying you've not had a good home record all season,
and you're playing Motherwell at home.
But
and you're playing Motherwell at home.
In the cup we'll be fine though. Like, I'm just pretty confident. This is maybe the alcohol talking as well, but
I'm going to kick us off, right? And I'm going to say 2-1 Motherwell.
Oh, yes. Oh, we want Motherwell to beat the mean Hibs.
Of course we do.
We want the wee team to win.
Of course we do.
Let's go for the wee team.
I just think Motherwell will beat us. So.
Nah, they're not going to beat us at Easter Road twice in a row. That's not going to happen.
Good though.
It's not going to happen.
I am just going to put out a stat for you.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Motherwell are shite and Hibs are fucking huge.
Motherwell.
Great start, mate. Great start.
Right. Motherwell, okay, and right in 1990-91, bet Green at Morton.
Why are we going back to then?
Because that's when we won the cup, right? We bet Green at Morton on penalties.
Mate, in 1991, Hibs could have been like part of Hearts. Like, what fucking relevance does this have? We could have been the same club. I might not have had a club to support if what happened in 1991 happened. So your point is invalid. Sorry, mate.
Right. We bet £11 right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it was quite scrappy last week. However, going by the fact that the way the progression's going is very similar to that cup, there's a lot of Motherwell fans that do think that we will at least get to Hampden. We might not get to the final, but we will get to Hampden.
Okay. Good for you. Like,
Right?
if you
So-
think that, that's fine.
I'd agree. Yeah, I'd agree. I think they will get to Hampden.
So I honestly think Hibs will not get past Motherwell in the Scottish Cup.
I agree.
It will be 2-1
Ooh.
Motherwell.
Yes, I agree.
Roberts,
I agree.
Jordan Roberts and Devante Cole to score again, so that you come on this podcast next week, Marcus, crying little salty Hibs tears into a plastic bottle.
Cole will
so
tear
you
you
drink.
apart again.
Oh,
So what's your prediction, Mark? You go for a Motherwell win, yeah?
right. My headphones have fallen off there, but I'm back. I think what Lewis is spouting is absolutely ridiculous.
I think he's right, mate. I think that will happen.
I think
it will be
you're all throwing away points.
And you're not for many points, Mr. Johnson Rangers, no?
Well, no, because listen, like
Stupid. What's going on, man? This is dumb. This is dumb. This is so dumb.
Marcus, I'm going to start calling you Florentino Perez. You're that fucking delusional.
I said too much beer sang.
What to say that Hibs will, you know, since we've come up, like I said, we've beaten you at home about 7 or 8 times. Like yous are literally, I fear Ross County or Livingston more at home than I do playing yous.
Oh, that must be a hard one to take.
Because we've Ross County in that draw against us at home consistently. We've not beaten St Johnstone at home since 2014 or 2013 or whatever. Like
you're being a bit quiet, Sam.
Whereas Motherwell, like, yous are literally one of the teams that I always feel really comfortable about playing at home. So since we've come up, we've beaten you 3-1. You had that game where you dominated the first half, and we still beat you 3-1 in the end. We had barely anything in the first half, still came into halftime 2-1 up. You had all the second half as well. We ended up winning 3-1. Gogsy was crying again on YouTube. We've beat you 2-0. We've just beaten you Easter Road. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. So 2-0 to the Hivies, and that's that.
That was just entertaining, to be honest.
Oh, that was quite entertaining, wasn't it?
2-0 to the Cabbage.
Oh,
entertaining.
I'm just going to kind of
entertaining at my expense, probably, because I've had a bit to drink. But I'll be in here next week. Motherwell fucking winning penalties or something. I'll be here next week.
You can drink your sorrows away.
No, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident still, though. Like, come on.
Marcus, I will. I'll text you my postcode so you can send
me.
Guys,
come on, we've got other games to review.
That's why I'm going to keep my score. 2-1 Hibs after extra time. There we go. Done.
Cool.
2 games.
Call yourself a Hibs fan, Sam. It's going to be 7-0.
He gets the Hibs win. Do you want to change it to 7-0, Marcus?
Nah, I'm alright. I think 7-0 would be good, but trying to be a realist.
Sunday, we have Aberdeen versus Dundee United at 2:30.
Do you know what? No one's gave it yet. I'm gonna say 5-5.
5-5.
That's mine.
That's everyone. It's the pod thing.
5-5 in the 90, and 5-5 after full time, and Aberdeen to win it in extra time.
What, 6-5?
Win it 6-5.
Aberdeen 6.
Aberdeen 6 and Johnson 5.
Dundee United.
Wow.
United 5.
These are two teams that don't score goals. Why are you predicting a 6-5?
Someone gives Florian Canberry medicinal cocaine, and it's just.
Oh dear, what's going on, man? Right, I'm going to say Aberdeen 1-0.
I'm gonna say Dundee United on penalties after a 0-0 draw.
Ooh. You really think that Dundee will get past Aberdeen?
on
I
penalties.
think both
Yeah.
teams don't score goals. It's going to end 0-0, and Dundee
Oh,
United
no,
will win on
what
penalties.
are we going to?
I don't think Dundee will get past Aberdeen because Dundee aren't playing Aberdeen this weekend. So I think it'll be Dundee United 2, Aberdeen 1.
Okay. Now, what will happen on the 0-0 penalties is when it gets to penalties, they'll keep missing until someone scores. It'll go down to like
1-0 on
1-0 on
1-0
penalties.
on penalties.
It'll be like so close to the end of the game. It'll just be Seagrass to score a penalty for Dundee United or something. Like it'll have got that far through the penalty shootout. The goalies are taking penalties.
This game is going to be so boring that it's going to end 0-0 on penalties.
It's just going to be the never-ending story.
It's like in Footy Manager when you get about 30 penalties in a row.
Also on Sunday we have Rangers versus St Johnstone. Again.
Go on, Marcus. Kick this off, my man. Come on.
Wait, Rangers v St Johnstone?
Yeah, in the cup this time.
Yes, in the cup.
Didn't we already do this one?
Yeah, because there was one in the
we
league
played
and
it
one
twice
in
a
the
week,
cup.
mate.
Oh, damn. 1-1.
Then what? It's a cup
Then
game.
The cup game.
1-1, then Rangers will win next time. That'll be right boring.
Realist.
Yes.
Rangers
Okay.
3-0.
Okay. Lewis.
Going off my theory that I discussed earlier, this is when you bring back all your first team players and you beat St Johnstone 4-0.
Oh shit! Right. Okay.
I reckon Morelos will get 2, and then you'll maybe get 1 from Kent, and then another from maybe Kamaru for Jermaine Defoe if you bring them on later on in the game.
I like that. Nice. We'll have to agree with Sam though. My first thing was 3-0. 3-0 Rangers. I don't want to say too much in case worse comes on, but yeah. I don't think obviously I think the game tomorrow will be a lot more like passive, but not too passive. There's still Rangers attack though, but I think we'll get more goals in the cup because we need to go for this now.
And another game that has the same. There's exactly the same game on Wednesday as it was at the weekend. On Monday night we have Kilmarnock versus St Mirren.
Celtic not playing, no?
No Celtic in the cup. Yeah, Kelly versus St Mirren again.
That's a cup game as well, yeah.
3-2
cup
Kelly.
game.
3-2 Kelly, Marcus.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be a goal fest.
Okay.
3-2 as well, but I think to St Mirren.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say I think St Mirren will win 2-1.
I think Goodwin's going to prioritise the league more than the cup for some weird reason, and it's going to be Killy 2-0.
Okay. Lovely. Any more? Is that
That's everything. That's everything. And I'm going to close on the statement. Now that the Super League appears to be dead, maybe the real Super League was the friends we made along the way.
Very nice. Very good.
On that note, we're going to close it out for this week. So thank you guys for joining me today, and thank you guys for listening as well.
Yeah, see you there, guys.
Thank you very much.
Cue the tune.
Get the billionaires in the sea.
The False 90s podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, and our website at false90s.wordpress.com. For updates, follow False 90s on both Twitter and Instagram. And a big thank you to Fransisco Aluear and his track Space Game, which is our theme tune.
What happened to your audio quality? You sound like you're a fucking...
Yeah, because he connected his car.
Oh, did he? I was going to say you sound like you're a phone-in for, like, Clyde Radio in a minute.
It's our first live guest.
I'll tell you what
problem with Celtic Football Club is.
That's so funny, man.
It's so good because his audio quality matches up perfectly with what you'd actually expect.
How many games did we win under Neil Lennon, and now you're trying to tell me that Eddie Howe's the perfect replacement?
It's a disaster.
I've got a question for Mr. Halliday.
So good, man.